Hope you can hear me. Setting up all my gear here. I got a new gimbal. Well, it's not new. I've had it for a while. I just figured out how to use it again. Putting on my mic on my face, or my sweater. The music is me on the drums. I'm trying to hook up the computer to this so I can do some live stuff when it gets to that point. This will be heavily edited. This is my first time. So I did some analytic reading on the videos that I posted so far, and it looks like the ones with me talking in it get a little more attention. So looks like to bite the bullet and the anxiety and try to talk to the camera about what I'm going through. Unfortunately, I only have one phone, so this video will be edited with pictures of the stuff that I'm talking about as we go through. I started the protocol almost a month ago, so we'll be coming get some week or monthly total what I lost and what I've eaten on average over the month. Some of the finds and tricks that I've found, and talk about the scale that I've talked about, the food scale, that is. The food scale has been amazing. I was doing good before I used it, but once I got it, it put me on that next level of loss. So, and those numbers will come out. We'll see. It's fluctuating, my weight. It's real interesting that it just happens to be the Mondays when I do the weighing for lives that it's always been at its lowest. Like the day before, I'll be like half a pound up from the week before. And by chance, on Mondays is always the day that it ends up being the lowest of the week, which is weird. I've gotten lucky, and I don't expect that to happen every time. So one of these times, I'm guessing that I'm going to be in the plus. I'm hoping it's not this time because it's a full month. I'll still be down though. There's no way I can go back to over 160. It's not fluctuating that much. It's fluctuating 1.5 pounds at most. That's in the mornings. I do take some measurements at night just to see like how much retention of water I'm having during the day sometimes, but I don't add those to the total. I have a different setting on my scale, so I'm a different user for that, so it's not impeding on my information from this. Or you'd see a whole bunch of data points all over when you watch the videos, and that's not conducive. So, and I wouldn't suggest people weigh themselves on the daily unless they have a heart condition or there's a specific reason, like water retention. It's discouraging. Don't do it. Just stick to the weekly, or bi-weekly is even better, because you'll see the progress as opposed to seeing the fluctuations. Because the fluctuations are it's hard to take sometimes. Like the video I put out last time that just came out this morning. Today is Friday. I think it's the 5th. The one I put out this morning, the second week, I'm like speaking to the camera again, except through voiceover, about how nervous I am about weighing, because that morning I was like close to 1.5 pounds over what I was the week before, and it just so happens that next morning it was a great weigh-in. And the one coming out this Monday, which will be 3 days from now, is the one from last week. I had to start doing that because they were giving me copyright problems, and so I listed them and gave it a couple days before I put them live. So I've been doing premieres instead, so it gives it time to warn me if there's a problem before I let it loose. So yes, I'll still be weighing on Mondays, but my actual weight won't hit the airways for at least 2 days after that. So I'm going to be moving it, probably the weigh-ins that you get to see, probably to Thursday, just to give it that extra day. I'm still be doing it on Monday, and every time you see it, it'll be on Monday until I catch this. When I get 50 subscribers, people on YouTube, I can go live. And if I can go live, that means I can do those weigh-ins on Mondays in real time. So if I fail in real time, you'll see that happen too as well. I also noticed when I got on the scale that I have a tendency to hold my phone. So I'm like, got a little discouraged. I was still under my weight last week, but I realized I had my phone in my hand, and that's why it wasn't reading its lowest. So you'll see when I hold my hand, the video will show a pound higher, and then you'll see a pound lower when I show you the screenshot of what the uh, scale is showing to my phone, which is the actual weight, and then the percentage of fat and all that. So we'll get into that. Things I've been doing differently is using the Etexity weight scale for food. It's amazing. I would definitely suggest you guys try that out if you're trying to count calories, maintain calories, change the composition of your body. If you like your goal weight, or if you like the weight you're at now, but you want to lean up a bit, it will help a lot too, because it will tell you how much protein there is in stuff and how much uh, in real time. So, like if I decide that I need 15 grams of protein with this meal, I can add a little bit of the protein stuff. Or let's say I want snacks, I can add just 100 calories of snacks in real time. Or it even works best when I'm doing the protein shakes. I'm like, at the end of the day, because I can't eat after 7:30, just a personal choice, so I can sleep better. Um, I'll what I call protein up, and I will use the remainder of my calories for the day. Um, for I'll put the cup on the scale empty, and then zero it out and get on my phone and put what I want, which is usually the chai tea protein. Uh, and then I'll scoop that in until I get to the protein I want. So if I'm 25 short from my minimum, which is 120, I won't go below one minimum. If I go do that, then the next day I have to make it up. And I'm shooting for my goal weight, which is 190. So my goal weight, when everything's said and done, is going to be 190. And they said that many grams of protein is what you want to shoot for. That'll maintain that 190 while the rest of it comes down. So far, it's been good. I've been losing fat percentage. I'm really interested in seeing what happens this week on Monday, because that will be the 2 week span that I've had the weight scale, and it will really determine how effective it is compared to not having it. So I'm excited about that. Let's see, where else am I going? I want to be on this computer a little bit more. I'm using the phone for everything. So from recording to editing to bike rides, which I can't take the computer on bike rides, but I'd like to set up a way to do what we're doing now, but through the computer, so I can in real time pull up the pictures that I have of things going on. So since you guys seem to have picked, well, so far have picked the stuff with me actually in it, which makes sense. Just seeing a bunch of videos of random things happening and I'm not in them when I'm the one who's losing the weight, it totally just clicked. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. They want to see me in person losing the weight. So I'll be taking monthly photos, which I'll take one at the end of Monday. Because I took the first one when I started. That's one of the trick shirt. The next one will probably be Lucky Charms, or who knows. Will be a different cereal, because that's a thing that I do. So when we get there, I'll probably, after I lose the weight, turn to more healthy things like ground turkey. But for now, being the fat boy on a diet, that's where we're at. I don't want to talk too much, but I would like to get into asking a few questions. I have a few questions for AI, and they got this new system that talks back to you, and so we're going to do that for a second, and I'll edit out all the stuff that's boring and not important. Um, I don't know. I guess that's the story. I probably will eventually have to, in the next month. I'll have to do a backstory of who I am, what I've come from, what I've done. I mean, including the old life when I used to play drums. I would consider it professionally, but I only got paid a few times. You know, musicians are not that rich. Uh, and then the real job, I'll have to do some editing of the photos that I did for the project. I've had a few houses, quite a few all over my life, but the one specifically that I did a lot of videos for, and I'll have to edit down some of that so you can see the whole transformation of what I did for as a job. I think it's important because people are going to start asking questions about how I have so much free time. And when I start showing them those videos, they'll understand that when I'm at work, it's 24/7 for 3 months at a time. So they'll get it. But for now, I got a lot of free time, and usually it frees up during the winter. So I picked this time, which is probably not the best time to start a diet. And the reason is it's a lot harder to be outside, and I do a lot more stuff outside when it comes to workouts. But the whole premise of this is to see if I can get away with just lifting weights and riding my e-bike and being on the Blueprint Protocol by Brian Johnson. Uh, I'm not sticking to that specifically. I'm using it as a starting point, but I've been adding some of my own meals to that um, to make it not so boring and to stretch it out because it's costing me $400 a month to be uh, on that protocol. So I'm stretching it out. I got my second shipment coming in a few days. It's been a month, few days, and I'm about halfway through the supplies that they gave me. So after I get this next one, I should be able to get through the following month without having to spend that money. Um, and I'm doing that to make it a little less monotonous because the stuff that he gives is literally supposed to be a starting point, and you're supposed to add to it. He has an idea of what you're supposed to add, like broccoli and all this stuff, which I still add, but I like to do a little extra credit, so to say, and ask AI for certain meals. Like I did, you guys saw, maybe you saw the video. I just got done eating two of those protein burritos. I'm going to go out on a ride today. It's Friday night, and I'm going to go out on that Friday night ride. But anyway, where was I at? Talking about those are something I did, and I did it in bulk because it's really easy to make a bunch of stuff and then just pull it out of the fridge, pop it in the microwave for a few minutes, and then pop it in the air fryer to give it that extra zing. Uh, and I can control what I'm eating better. Each one of those protein burritos has 31 grams of protein and only 333 calories, which is great for what it is. So that just gives it a little bit of variety, and it's really easy. And then you've seen the other meals that I make with the potatoes and the asparagus. Hey, I got a fun fact. Did you know asparagus that's for 100 calories is got more protein or the same amount of protein as a ribeye steak? That's right, per calories. Of course, to get that much protein out of asparagus, as much as a steak, you'd have to eat 31 spears, which I could totally do, especially if they're pickled. But a lot of people aren't going to eat 31 spears. So, but if you break it up over the day, it's also good for your system. So it's got a lot of fiber. So you might want to think about that as a snack. The pickled asparagus is pretty expensive at Safeway. They're expensive. It's like $9 for a little jar. I got to find a new way to do that or start making my own. I'll do that next year. Asparagus isn't in season, so you don't get it that cheap right now. Anyway, more just rambling. Where was I going? Um, Hopefully, this journey turns out to be something that's a little more productive, not just to hold me accountable, but to get other people inspired. But most of all, maybe to get to 1,000 subscribers. Uh, I saw another guy that's doing videos, but he's letting AI control his life, which I'm not going to do that. But he's done everything the AI told him, and he was like 300 and you say 390 pounds. He was pretty big. Anyway, he's going through that, and I'm like, if this guy can do it, I can do it. But now that I've been watching his videos compared to mine, he's got a lot more equipment. He's got a lot more technical knowledge, and is putting in the right amount of time for stuff like filters and video editing. So I don't want to spend the $3,000 it's going to take to get all that stuff. So I figure we're stuck with the quality of video we're getting. I'll get little things, but if this channel starts making any cash at all, I will use it specifically for upgrading uh, editing equipment, cameras. I don't. I can use my iPhone, but filters. Um, I already got a gimbal that I already had, and I happen to have this mic already, and I did order this cheap webcam, which doesn't help me because it doesn't show you what I'm doing, and it's faced the wrong way. So all these things, but we'll get to that point where I'll be able to do spreadsheets and all that stuff. But right now, I don't feel like it's the best idea to be injecting money into this project more than I already have for what's working for me. I think the end product's going to be my loss and my journey, and then I'll have to think about what to do after that, which I've got plenty of ideas. Especially the house remodel stuff is going to be a big deal. I already have a whole maybe season from the house that I did, and I probably can do another season on top of that with the stuff that I've done before that on little jobs. Um, that I think would be more interesting. If I lose 60 pounds, yeah, it might get some attention, but long term, once you've lost the weight, there's like really nowhere to go. It's kind of a dead end. So you got to, I've already thinking past that point to make it more interesting. I thought about doing both at the same time, but it might get lost in the punch. And what I mean by that is, um, it scrambles the idea and the niche, so to say. It would scramble things up, and people wouldn't know what's what. Like you're seeing this video from a year ago, and I'm losing weight, and I'm still kind of chunky in that video. You're gonna be like, "What's going on?" Yeah, it was pre-recorded. I got a lot of footage on that what I call the doghouse, um, and I never put it on YouTube. And I did that for a reason. I kept it on Facebook with just close friends because I can got all the footage I can re-edit, put together in a more stylistic way once I learn how to do it, and then continue from that point and make a weekly installment of what happened this week on that house, and make a couple episodes. And the reason I decided to do that is because I was doing daily episodes live on Facebook the day I do work that day and come back, but all the stuff was like scrambled again, because of drying time. Like now I can go back through all the footage and say, okay, I did the wall, I stained the wall. Everything that happened to that wall I can do in one episode, as opposed to it be a bit here and a bit there and all over the place. So I'll be able to do like the cabinets that I did in the bathroom, or the walls, the spraying, the yard. That's a completely different subject from the inside of the house. The painting the outside house. I can do complete packages, as opposed to you're getting little bits and pieces as it goes. So that'll be more on the lines of someone sees the result because they see, oh, here's the end, how to get there. Where when I was doing it live, it was like, well, we see the beginning, but we have to stay tuned for 3 weeks to figure out where in this mix that the end is. And that's not very satisfying because people don't sit around for that much unless they really know you and they're interested in the whole thing to begin with. So that's where I'll be going with this. I guess if there's questions, there's not now, but there will be eventually. I've seen these people on here. What are you using for this? I've been having copyright problems, and I had to call one of my friends that's a big YouTube guy, on SwimTube. If you want to see him, he's a drone guy that does aerobatic drone stuff. I had to talk to him, and he suggested a program. But again, that program's $39 a month, but it's royalty free, so I can use all the music on it and edit videos and do AI stuff. I'll get that when the time's due. It's just not that time yet. I don't feel like it's a good idea to be investing all that money into the program until I can see that there's an end result of me getting it back. Right now, it's just me, a camera, and my weight loss. And when it gets to the other point, then maybe we'll see where that goes from there. Anyway, that's the end of my talk. I'm going to turn around, start playing with the computer. Start asking it questions. It's got a new AI. I've been using the Chat GPT, but it doesn't talk. This one, it talks. So, but it gets off topic a lot. It's real funny. I'm gonna tell the same story I just told you, and see what kind of weird stuff it comes up with. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's called Copilot. Can you hear me?
What? Absolutely. I can hear you loud and clear. Let's keep the chat going.
All right, I'm live with a, well, not really live. I got a camera behind me recording this conversation. We're going to ask you a few questions about my weight loss journey.
Sure thing. Let's dive into your weight loss journey. What's on your mind?
I'm going to turn you up a little bit. Hold on a second. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you perfectly. Ready when you are
All
to
right.
talk about your weight loss journey. Let's do this.
All right. So I'm 59 years old. I weigh 200 or weighed 260 pounds, and I'm on a high protein diet. And I just started the Blueprint protocol, and I want to go over some numbers with you.
All right. Sounds like a solid plan. Let me know the numbers you're working with, and we can discuss them. Let's get into it.
So I'm a moderate activity. I go out on e-bike rides, and that's the premise that I want to lose weight using an e-bike instead of a regular bike. But my calories I'm taking in right now are about 2,000 a day. But the app is trying to tell me that I need to up that to 2,500. What do you think?
All right. Sounds like you're up. Upping your game with the e bike. If you're on a high protein diet and moderately active, your calorie needs could be higher, especially with the e bike rides. Upping to 2,500 calories might make sense to fuel your activity and maintain muscle, but it's key to balance it with your weight loss goals. How's your progress been so far?
So it's been almost a month in a couple days, and I started at 260, and I'm currently at 255.8.
Nice progress. Dropping to 255.8 pounds in about a month is solid. Keep in mind, weight loss can vary week to week. Upping your calories slightly might help if you're feeling low on energy. How's your energy level and hunger been?
Well, I did have a couple days where I was not able to eat as much as I was supposed to because I just wasn't feeling hungry. And I thought, okay, well, I won't eat. And it kind of did mess me up. But once I stayed on the 2,000 calories instead of the 1,700 or 1,500 on those 2 days, I started feeling much just normal. I had great energy levels. And I'm just thinking that 2,500 might be a little too much.
Yeah, it makes sense. If sticking to 2,000 calories gives you energy and feels right, trust your body. Jumping to 2,500 might be too big of a leap. It's all about balance. Keep listening to your hunger cues and adjusting as needed. How's the e bike riding going? Enjoying it?
Yes, I'm loving it. And so I set the goal to be 30 miles a day, and I've gone short a couple days, and then I've tried to make it up. It's a little harder to make up. I did a 50 2 days ago, and then I did I'm going to be doing another 45 tonight because I'm going into downtown Portland. So I'm a little bit behind, but I'd say I'm averaging probably 25 miles a day.
Wow, 25 miles a day is impressive. Even if you fall a little short of your goal sometimes, it's clear you're putting in the effort. Those e bike rides are a great way to stay active and enjoy the journey. Keep it up, and it sounds like your weight loss journey is on the right track. What's been the best part of riding for you?
The best part of riding is trying to get out the door and not feeling like I have as much anxiety. It's been a little hot, so I'll put a wet shirt on and then go out, and that helps. The best part of riding is just being out on the road, I guess.
Getting out on the bike and hitting the road, especially with a wet shirt to beat the heat, sounds like a great way to clear your head and reduce anxiety. The open road can be pretty freeing. Keep enjoying those rides.
So on the next, I've been doing episodes on once a week on my weight loss journey on YouTube, and I'm running out of things to talk about. So I want to start including a little AI about the journey, so I can express myself in a way that's a little more uh, intelligent or easier to convey, so they can understand where I'm coming from.
That's a smart move. Adding AI to your YouTube journey could offer fresh insights and make your story even more relatable. We can brainstorm topics or use AI to analyze your progress and share that with your audience. What kind of AI content are you thinking of?
My AI content is thinking about asking AI to make up a meal plan that can add to the extra 700 calories I have to use that's not included in the blueprint plan. So we can do meals and use that as a caveat to make videos.
That's a fantastic idea. Using AI to create a meal plan to cover those extra 700 calories could add a unique twist to your videos. It keeps your audience engaged and offers something valuable. Let's craft a meal plan tailored to your preferences and calorie needs. What kind of foods do you enjoy?
Well, I did do a bunch of uh, protein burritos. I did those in bulk because it's much easier to do things in bulk, to cook one time and clean, and then have those for snacks I can pull out and put in the microwave and then into the air fryer to do stuff on the fly. So that kind of was what I would like to stick to. Not just burritos, but that kind of idea.
Bulk cooking is a smart way to go, especially with those protein burritos. Keeps things easy and efficient. Let's think of similar bulk friendly ideas. Maybe some quiche muffins or chicken wraps? What do you think?
That's an amazing idea. The quiche for breakfast, that'd be awesome.
I know, right? Quiche muffins can be super handy for breakfast. Mix in some veggies, maybe some lean protein, and you've got yourself a delicious, convenient meal. Plus, it's perfect for meal prep. Anything else you'd like to try?
Yeah,
Or should we?
yeah, I'd like to try. So they recently came out with this video for the schoolhouse pizza, but I'd like to do a healthy version. Is that possible?
Absolutely. A healthier spin on schoolhouse pizza sounds like a winner. We could use a cauliflower crust or a whole wheat base and top it with plenty of veggies and lean protein. How does that sound for your next video?
It sounds amazing. Can we keep the sauce the way it was in the school though?
Absolutely. We can definitely keep that classic schoolhouse pizza sauce. A little nostalgia goes a long way. Just swap out a few ingredients to keep things healthy, and you've got yourself a delicious, guilt free version. Ready to give it a go?
Yeah, why don't you give me a list of ingredients?
Sure thing. Let's start with the basics for your healthy schoolhouse pizza. You'll need whole wheat or cauliflower pizza crust, your favorite pizza sauce, low fat mozzarella cheese, a mix of veggies like bell peppers and spinach, and some grilled chicken or turkey pepperoni. How does that sound for a start?
That sounds amazing.
Awesome. I'm glad you think so. Let's get cooking with those tasty, healthy ingredients. What's the first step you're excited to try?
How to make the cauliflower crust will be the caveat to whether it's good or not to me.
Absolutely. The crust is key. You want to get it crispy and tasty. Mixing grated cauliflower with egg, a bit of cheese, and some seasoning, then baking it until it's firm should give you a perfect base. Trust me, it'll be worth it. Ready to give it a try?
Sure. Send me a. Can I give you my email and you can send me a list of grocery stuff that I need? We're gonna make this in bulk. Let's make 10 pizzas, and each one of them is a half would be considered a meal.
Sounds like a plan. I can't email you directly, but I can list out the bulk ingredients you'll need for 10 pizzas. Ready? For the
Yep.
crusts, 10 heads of cauliflower. For the sauce, enough for 10 pizzas, just like the schoolhouse style. Toppings, about 5 pounds of low fat mozzarella and a mix of veggies and lean proteins to your liking. Let's get cooking.
That's not a very detailed list. Maybe I should ask Chat GPT.
I get it. You're looking for a thorough list. Let me make sure you've got all the details you need. You'll want about 10 cauliflower heads, 10 cups of shredded low fat mozzarella, 10 cups of pizza sauce, a variety of veggies like bell peppers, onions, and spinach, and around 5 pounds of lean protein like grilled chicken or turkey pepperoni. Does that cover what you need?
No, because what I need is an ingredient list for the schoolhouse sauce because it's pretty specific. You can't buy it on the shelves. So I need to get a list of how to make that from scratch.
Gotcha. For that classic schoolhouse pizza sauce, you'll need tomato paste, water, garlic powder, onion powder, dried oregano, dried basil, salt, and a hint of sugar. Mix those up, and you'll have a sauce that's just like the one from school. Ready to get saucy?
Okay, now how much of those ingredients will I need and how do I measure it out to get that perfect taste?
All right, let's break it down. For the sauce, you'll need about 2 cups of tomato paste, 2 cups of water, a teaspoon each of garlic powder and onion powder, 1 tablespoon of dried oregano, 1 tablespoon of dried basil, and a teaspoon of salt. Add a pinch of sugar to balance the acidity. Mix it all together, and you'll have that classic taste. Ready to whip up a batch?
Yes, how long will I cook this? And do I add any meat sauce to it?
You'll want to simmer the sauce for about 20 to 30 minutes to let the flavors meld together. As for meat sauce, you can definitely add cooked ground meat like beef, turkey, or sausage to the sauce if you like. Just brown the meat first, then add it to the sauce as it simmers. How does that sound?
That sounds pretty good.
Awesome.
I appreciate I,
Simmering.
I appreciate your time. We're gonna call it an end today. I got enough video, and I get to look back and watch that. Do you want to say anything to my listeners? Say hi or something?
Hey there, listeners. Hope you enjoy cooking up that pizza magic. Remember, the secret ingredient is always a pinch of fun. Catch you next time.
That's it, guys. We're calling it.